gonna keep this simple. I found this tier list, and we're gonna make a video on it. So you guys can totally go ahead and discuss this as we go. But let's start. Our first hour today is gonna be the Ultra Juggernaut. Ultra Juggernaut is, like, in my opinion, and you guys should totally talk about this with me. I'd say Ultra Juggernaut is goated on the right map. That, like, puts it around the A tier, maybe A B tier. I'm not trying to start off too strong. I would say let's put him A minus. He's like in that sweet spot. You gotta have the right map, right setup for him, like for you actually to enjoy using him, right? Super Monkey, Plasma Monkey fan club. I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. No, if you think this guy is a C, you're mistaken. If you play ranked boss events, this guy might be your best friends. I would say this guy is probably solid S minus. Is that crazy to say? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. If you play any ranked, this guy is busted. You gotta know. Like a lot of people use him for defenses unranked. It is, but not really. Not the upgrade itself. The upgrade itself is expensive, yes, but it pays itself off in the long term. I know this is a controversial take, but this guy right here might be expensive, but he's worth it when you're playing ranked, basically, and you're doing it solo. Keep that in mind. Crossbow Master. This is one of the coolest looking towers, in my opinion, but we're just gonna go ahead and put him in A tier. Nah, Ultra Jug can't be higher than Crossbow. Actually, this is gonna be crazy. That's what I think. A. It, Ultra Crossbow Master is good, but the single targeting and the pierce amount can be real detrimental to how much he can do. In my opinion, easy A. We're gonna keep him at A. We haven't got there. Even if it hit all types, it's still the pierce and high rounds is not really that crazy. It's not really that good. It gets out DPS'd by a lot of other things. Glaive Lord. I'm gonna say A tier. Let me explain this. He is very situational. He's good at popping ceramics, and he got a lot of crowd control. Yes, I'm being a little bit harsh because I'm not gonna give that S rank slot. Matter of fact, let's correct this. I was gonna remove that, even the SS rank. Well, you're gonna get to learn about him today. He's really good at controlling huge waves of balloons, especially if you have a map with that overlaps. He will do crazy damage. We're not doing Paragon as far as I'm aware today. Those are their own separate situation. So we got the 050 Boomerang Monkey. Is it crazy if I say B minus? Okay, you know what? I like you. Me and you got the same thinking on this. Very close. He's really good, but very situational. You know, like you can't go wrong with having him, but you cannot like have a lot of fun with him. He's very situational, a little bit expensive, and honestly, his power is tied to his ability, and that kind of throws off the rhythm of the game. Yes, But the thing is, having to micro an ability and have him remaining depending on buffs is going to be a real downer, and especially if unless you have the monkey knowledge. Yo, what's good and what's good, Ace? He is really not that useful against camo unless you got camo detection from a support village for him. Moab press. You know what? Let's do this. Moab press is goated. That'd be crazy. Yeah, Moab press. I'd say high A tier. High A tier. He's very solid. He's a little bit on the expensive side, which makes me want to put him lower. But his Moab press ability, yes, I got some heroes in here. So we're going to talk about some heroes. Yo, what's up, Lushy? Yeah, exactly. So, honestly, I got a crazy take here. Moab, Mauler. Moab Eliminator. C. This tower is very, 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 very. Yes, we will do co-op after this, but this tower is very, very ability dependent. And the ability doesn't scale off as high as you want it to damage toward the end of late game if you want to go crazy at the end of the game. Balloonstone. Good old stunner. We go with B. I think this tower is good. It stuns a lot of that. It stuns balloons. It gives you a chance to stun them. It is a little expensive, so I'm more inclined to put it in B tier. Here's my crazy take. I believe this is the 005. This is going to be on an F. This is our first F. The fact that you have to lose lives to activate the abilities is not it. That means you are not. Don't get me wrong. The frags are good. But the fact that you have to activate it to lose lives. Okay, bet. We'll do it that way. This guy is good for crowd control. It is definitely the go-to bomb tower to start with because it got a lot of crowd control. It got shrapnels. It does good things, right? But at the late game, this tier 5 is practically useless. We're going based off tier 5s, right? We're not going off like start game. We're going off overall. Late game, this is useless, especially if you're playing chips when you have one life or impoppable. You leak that one life, the ability is useless. You're losing the game. Ring of Fire. We're going to go ahead and put in S minus. Actually, dare I say S? Actually, S. What do you know about a Ring of Fire placed correctly? That thing will do crazy things. You just gotta try it. Give it a shot. It burns through balloons. It does a lot of damage over time. The area of effect is huge. And it throws fireballs. What do you need more than that? Can't complain about that. Maelstrom. A. Let's just get this one over with. Good tower. You only get it for its ability. The fact that it can just burn through a good couple rounds of balloons. I would say A minus is where I put it. Not bad, not great. Still there. You can use it when you feel like it. It's cheap enough where you can use it. Tax zone. I'm so sorry to say this. That goes S minus. I'll keep it simple. Until you get it to tier 5, until you get the tax zone overdrive, if you buff this thing with the alchemist, boom, that thing will shred. I've been using that thing. That thing carries. You just gotta have the right setup and right maps. Just remember, each tower is very situational to its own like map, own strategies. So I'm kind of ranking off like general idea of it. So I would say that's a good tower in my opinion. Yep. Okay. This guy. Super brittle. That's crazy. Calling super brittle a B tower is crazy. I'm actually let's let's modify this a little bit. This is more like it, honestly. Super brittle is your best friend. Moab take more damage. Good tower got the freeze. And it helps you basically go through the round. Snowstorm. A minus. Like I would say that. The ability is pretty strong. The ability is pretty strong. The fact that you can basically use it and the range on it is insane. It's pretty good. Good old. I forgot what this upgrade is called, but we'll just go ahead and call it Ice Cannon. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in B. Never used it enough. So, unless somebody can make a good argument for this, I genuinely haven't used the tower enough, so I'm just gonna put it in B in good faith. It might be better. I guess we'll never know until I use it. Oh no. Balloons liquefier. Solid A tier upgrade. Really good at getting rid of balloons. Yeah, okay. Kraken is like B. Okay, okay. So I didn't miss the mark there as much as I thought. So balloon liquefier. We'll keep it simple. Really good tower at getting rid of balloon. Really not the most useful late game when you're going against rounds of Moab on top of Moab. I would even dare say that exactly. I was about to say this. Glue storm up here. Glue storm S minus. It's pretty good. The ability's pretty goated. Lasts a pretty long time. Has a pretty short cooldown. So you can use it basically to keep those Moab and fast balloons in check. Good old, I'm gonna call it super glue. Is in my opinion, that's my opinion, my favorite upgrade for the glue gunner. Favorite. The fact that it stuns, does damage, but if you're not good with it, you will make the regen for it. So be careful. I've done that a lot of times where I use them. Everything is going good, then I accidentally make a regen farm and I'm stuck there trying to fix it. So I would be extremely careful with that upgrade. Desperado, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it simple for y'all. Yo, welcome back. Welcome back, Olive. We're gonna go ahead and do honestly, okay, this is more like it. Boom. Boom. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip all of that. The Desperado is good, but the fact that it depends only on it being like alone, in my opinion, is okay. Honestly, this one is actually not so bad. I'm inclined to put it A. I've seen it shred through rounds. Shotgun is good. Actually, this is more like what I think. This is actually more realistic. Shreds through rounds, shreds at close range. This one, we all know why. The range buff, the crazy rifle damage, the attack speed. I disagree with you on that. The shotgun does a lot of damage close range, but ultimately, the stacks have to be there. You know what I mean? You gotta have them alone. And in my opinion, that doesn't work as much. This upgrade has been good for me. But if you disagree, you can go ahead and tell me. Sniper monkey. I'm gonna make this simple. No. That's crazy. I have a bias towards Sniper Monkey. Let me make that clear. But we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna go ahead and do this. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this. A for the package drop. A lot of money to invest to get a, in my opinion, low amount of money in return. the Elite Defender speaks for himself. After the price reductions he got, he's broken. In my opinion, the fact that he shoots so quick makes him broken. And then we got the I forgot what is it called, Cripple Moab, busted. One of my favorite upgrades, I would say, and it is not that expensive in comparison. Dare I say, okay, dare I say this is an S upgrade? This thing can annihilate through Moabs, DDTs, and many other things, and it does a lot of damage. And the fact that the strikes fire up as many balloons as comes out, that's by itself, it's broken. Energizer, crazy take, double S. The fact that it gives you buff for all your water towers is busted. And the fact that it does continuous damage over time, decamo, that's, in my opinion, that's alone for double S. It got the utility, it got the damage, and it supports. I forgot what is this upgrade called, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's an A tier. It's not so bad, not so great. Actually, let's correct that. B tier. Energizer is really good because it buffs all your water tower, giving them 20%, I believe, faster cooldown. And the fact that it does damage over time, you can also upgrade it to pop lead. And it does a lot of damage if you position it correctly. And that's just the Energizer, man. And it got a lot of space. The amount of times, basically the top path of the sub saved me is insane. One thing we got here, the aircraft carrier. You do not go there. Thank you for the like. Much appreciate you. We'll get to that, but the Mermaid Tower is pretty good. It's also very situational. It is not a bad tower to go for. So, aircraft carrier. That's going to be next stream. I'm going to do Paragons. We're going to make this simple. Carrier. I'm going to put it here. It's a little expensive. And it is really good. I would say just the price. Actually, this is... I want to shift all of it a little bit down. I'll put it... No, it's not... Yeah, I can't. The fact that it can hold other towers is pretty good, but also, you know what's also can do that? An Ice Monkey. (05) Buccaneer, a good old pirate ship. Crazy take. A-. Crazy take, I think. Ice Paragon is pretty good. The slowdown is pretty good on it. I think you should get it if you can. A- is where the Lord of the Seas goes. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And I think that's because his damage is mostly tied to his ability. Ability? Goated. Damage tied to the ability. Thank you, Ben, for the follow. Thank you. Daniel, thank you for the follow. Much appreciate you. Trade Empire. S-. I know you guys probably want to see it in the S. But S-. Let me explain why is that. And I think basically Trade Empire good. Brings you money. It's just good. Makes money and increases resale value. But it has negative damage. If you're farming and you're going for a farming run, that's honestly one of the most goated things you can have. Sky Shredder. It's one of my favorite towers of all time. But we're going to go ahead and put it on the A low end. Actually, right about here. The fact that you, I think it's a good tower. It does a lot of damage. It has a lot of good capabilities, but it can pop lead. But it's really good at destroying any of the, what is it called? It's really good at destroying any of the what is it called? Moabs. It actually has a pretty good Moab destroying capability, and I think you should give it a chance. Give me 1 second. We're working something out here real quick. Boop. Okay. The bomb. This is gonna go straight up. Low A minus. Low A minus. Simple. Reason behind that? It's just an ability. It really don't do much beside having a good ability. I'm sorry. If it wasn't for the ability, this thing will be practically. This will be basically useless. Goliath Doomship. I think is it? No. I forgot what is it called. I think I just named the Paragon. This thing is a solid S. It does a lot of damage. Flying Fortress. Thank you. Ben, much appreciated. Easy S. A lot of damage. Very expensive, but it pays itself off. It's probably one of the higher damaging towers in the game. Ace. What is it called? The chopper. I forgot. Plasma chopper, basically. We're going to call it that. I don't know all the upgrade names by heart. We're going to go ahead and put it in A. It can't pop purple balloons easily. That's a limitation. If you realize one of my... Actually, let me do this. This actually will make it a little more fair. The towers I have placed higher than A, if you look at it, they're more capable of popping a lot of balloon types. Special Population, solid tower, A. Can carry monkeys around, can help you pop stuff. Simple. You don't even need to think about it. Simple. Support, I'm going to go ahead and say B. You're really not going to go for that over any of the other upgrades, unfortunately. Most people would go for the special populations of anything. And the only thing good about it, it makes a temporary upgrade that is very situational permanent. I wouldn't even go around that. I forgot what this upgrade called. But I'm going to go ahead and say... I was going to say A minus. It does a lot of damage. But it's not that crazy. This one, B, and the best mortar upgrade goes to our good old, boom, incinerating bombs. They take fortification off most things except bads as far as I'm aware. And that late game, just the fact that you can remove fortified status, boom, makes it easier. Ray of Doom, simple, A. Really good balloon. It is also shoots only in a straight line, so you're going to have to manage it. I would say it's good depending on the map. Actually, crazy take. A minus depending on the map. I believe MAD. Crazy take. S. In my opinion, this is how I would do it. Does way too much damage. Can pop a lot of towers, basically. Not so far. This one, simple. I would go A minus. It's good if you sit on independent targeting. It'll do a ton of damage. You'll have a lot of fun using it. Mage Perfectus. I forgot what this one was called. I forget the names, so excuse me for forgetting the names. We're going to go ahead and put him in S minus. He can pop all types. Basically, he's a good mixture between the two towers. He does a lot of fast damage, and he decamos, and he got good range, and he does a lot of Moab damage. Phoenix, also S minus. Pretty good tower. Ability's pretty broken. A little bit on the expensive side. And we got the Lord of the Frauds. We're going to go ahead, in my opinion, and go ahead and put him in B. This thing has been nerfed to the ground. Don't use it. Don't bother with it. You ain't going to enjoy it. It used to be really good. One more thing here. We got True Sun God Temple. S plus. Simple. Let's count this as the Vengeful Temple. This thing buffs, damages, does everything you need, and can be buffed by any other tower, so it's not restricted like Paragon. Goated tower. So let's keep this simple. Crazy take. Honestly, high A tier. Hear me out. This tower is very ability. The towers that are ability dependent, in my opinion, that knocks them down a little bit. It's a good tower, but it doesn't do as much as I want it to. I believe Legend of the Night. If somebody can guess where this goes, no, you guessed wrong. Anybody else want to take a shot at it? I haven't put him down. I haven't. A minus. Very expensive. The ability doesn't activate until you take damage, which means it won't work in chimps or late game. You can get a lot better towers that do a lot more damage for that price. The only good thing, you can move them around, and if you're playing on easy, medium, or hard, you can use him. It does hitting anything. Yes, hitting things matters, but ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, this is like, for example, it probably a 60,000. No, I think like an 80 or a 90,000 monkey money upgrade, and throwing a village is gonna negate this. These towers hit everything. This hits everything. Mad practically hits everything. The mage hits everything. Oh, wait, hold on. If the ability activates before you take damage, then it's easily the highest S minus tower. So, this is the only contingency I have. If it actually, I gotta test it. I don't play that much, but I do love the game, so I'm doing this for the love of the game. If this thing ability activates before the balloons leak, that's a different story. Balloon Jitsu. A minus. Good tower. Can't do much on its own. Needs a lot of help late game. And needs even a lot of help mid game because it can't pop a lot. Metal Path, Ninja Monkey. Dare I say, it's an S minus. I'll explain why this. The slowdown, the ability. This is one of those situations where I have to explain myself for an ability monkey. Basically, this tower can slow down other balloons and will do a lot of taking away HP off other balloons that are coming in. So let's say you have a really bad round coming up and you pop the ability ahead of time. He will take a good chunk of the HP. I believe it's like 15 or 20% something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Off their HP and slows them down the whole duration. You don't even have to build an army of them. Even the tier 4 is still ability slows down a good bit. Master Bomber. So sorry to like burst everybody's bubble. This guy is a Moab destroying machine. It's going to be S minus. So easy. Permabrew. Straight up SS. Not a question. We're going to keep this simple. Middle Math Alchemist is okay. Honestly, he's in the B tier. You're not going to use him unless you're playing a challenge or you're playing something that restricts you to him. The Balloon Alchemist, we're going to go based off his tier 5. I know we're going to put him A-. The last tier 5 upgrade, I usually don't get it. Because you actually end up losing a good amount of money, I believe, on the actual balloons themselves, which I don't like. I like the tier 3 and 4. Those are goated. Let's go ahead and skip through this. Let's make this simple. S. 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 Boom. We'll keep it simple. Druid is a really versatile monkey. You cannot go wrong with having the Druid. Damage, got it. Support, got it. The only reason I put this one in S-, just for the fact that you have to build an army around it for it to truly shine. And that's, I would say that's justifiable. The fact that you have to build up a lot of Druid monkeys around it, space, invest the money into it. It's a little bit on the okay side, in my opinion, but it's still very much goated tower. Mirror Monkey. We're just going to go ahead and do this. The reason I put this here, does a lot of good damage. It shreds up through a lot of things. The ability doesn't last as long as I like it, and it usually, what is it called? It takes a long time to cool down. Middle path, I believe this middle path, or no, this bottom path, Mirror Monkey, I believe. I could be wrong. I'll give it A. It's good for, let's put it right here. It's good for crowd control. It's good for stalling rounds. The higher rounds you go in the game, the more it is about how long can you stall the balloons and how much damage your main damage dealer monkeys can do from your Paragon or your big towers. So I would say this thing, so I believe this might be the top path, but correct me if I'm wrong, please, in chat. I'd say bottom, really low S. The fact that lets you place water towers on land is a big thing. Sometimes, for example, I'm going to put it this way. This week's boss, this thing shines. It shines like anything, nothing before. Banana farms, let's just make it simple. S. 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 Like, boom. No questions. This collects everything around it. The loan that you don't have to repay is busted. This speaks for itself. If you play any late game or any farming strats, you've seen this everywhere. You've seen this in every strategy early game. And this, you just see it. Can't hate on a good tower. Okay, this is where I get controversial. I'd say currently, this one is right up here. S-. This one is, dare I say, this one is a SS. I'll explain when I'm done. And I'll go A on that. Okay, let's explain this. This one, the fact that the ability automatically pops up metal a lot of times is busted. And it shreds through mobs. And it does a lot of damage. This one is expensive, but it does good damage. And the explosive damage is pretty nice. Permaspike. After all the nerfs that it received, I feel bad for this tower. This used to be my go-to tower. If it wasn't for all the nerfs Permaspike has got, I genuinely think it would have been in the SS tier, no questions asked. But it's not as good as it used to be, unfortunately. And that sucks. You know, it like actually breaks my heart. But this thing was broken. Yes, I mean yes and no. If the balloons, if you're really late in that game, in the game, and balloons are gonna leak, 9 times out of 10, perma spike is not gonna save you. Not like that's just my opinion. Take it with whichever way you like. Okay, village. We're gonna go ahead and put this in SS. Keep this simple. S. That's it takes money to get there, and mainly you're gonna be focusing on your defense. For me, perma spike is like an afterthought. At least for me when I play village. We all know why Monkeyopolis is busted. Farming, discount, range. You cannot go wrong with that. Middle path is broken with the right setups. It increases tower damage. It gives ability to pop it. Actually, man, I'm lying. This goes SS. The fact that it gives the ability to all non-Paragon monkeys the ability to pop anything. The damage boost. You cannot. And the camo detection cannot go wrong with that. Primary expertise. I put it S+. If you're really late in the game, this is a really good tower for like early on. It's not too expensive. It does a little bit of damage and it buffs all of your primary monkey. We already know, like, for example, how crazy like Tag Zone can be, Super Monkey Fan Club. Those things will become just plainly crazy. Sentry Champion. After I did last week's challenge with them, dare I say he's like S. That matters. Here's the thing. That does matters on primary. Actually, I do see your point. I'll put it right here. That's honestly fair. But primary expertise on towers that don't do a lot of damage is really helpful. When that one or two pierce makes a difference on towers that don't have a lot of pierce, in my opinion. And don't forget the primary mentoring and all these things leading up to it. The free dart monkeys for some strategies. The damage on the actual blade. In my opinion, it's worth it. Okay, we'll go back to this. I believe this would be the top tier. Yeah, top tier engineer. S. Does a lot of damage. Pretty broken. I managed to get to like around 100 and some and 80, like no, actually more like 140 just using him. That's how broken he is. Using him obviously with buffing him with a village and little things on the side, but he's broken. Overclock. Sorry, you can overclock anything here. This thing makes everything usable. I'll make another stream and show you how broken that guy. But overclock, ultra boost more like, is broken. The fact that you can stack them for banana farming, for damage boosting at temple, for damage boosting anything is straight broken. Yeah. Where do you guys think I'm gonna put this? What do you think I'm gonna put the XXL trap? Let's hear it. What do you guys think? I want to see opinions. I'm gonna make it simple. This thing is actually like right here. Right here, or I mean, you can make the SS debate, but it's only good for farming. Realistically, you're not putting that thing for any reason other than to farm. So remember, this is only good for bosses, impoppable, and what's under. Chimps, it's not a really good chimps tower. You're not going to go use XXL trap. It costs a lot of money. That's why I cannot give it the SS treatment. Are you guys ready for this? Okay, we move on to the next. Okay, we got the heroes. Yes. Here's the thing. If you pair it with Monkey Town, sure. But the thing is, you're not going to be just doing that. If you're at a point where you can afford this, if you can afford a banana, what is it called? Banana Central, you can afford a lot better things than this. You're at that point, have a whole farming setup. Okay, all jokes aside, this is probably our minus S minus because he just does a lot. If you can afford him, he'll do it. I can't actually justify S. He's too expensive. What up, Wokejita? What up? What up? I've truly never used these upgrades myself. I don't even have him unlocked. That's how much I use this tower. So I'm gonna just put him in F out of respect. F's in the chat, you know. Quincy. He gets his own tier, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. You can, yes, truly. I'm not saying it's not a bad strategy. I'm gonna actually go ahead and put him high A tier. Good damage. Falls off later in the game, but since you know you can get 2 Quincy's in one go, you know. Let's keep this good. Bad against purple balloons. Simple. B. Good for buffing everything that has a bomb. Nothing else. I would say low S rank. Does a lot of damage. You can use him long term. I'm gonna speed run these for you guys. Churchill. Very expensive. Expensive. Just purely. No, I can't do that, Churchill. Churchill is low S. Just purely damage tower. He's really good. Other than that, you're really not going to use him. He falls off really hard when you're on really super late rounds. He falls off. I can't just hate on him, but he's not. Honestly, here. This is more like it, honestly. No. What am I doing right now? Boom. That's more like it. I'm trying to rate the heroes fairly. Benjamin, S. Let's put him like here. S minus. And I'll explain why. His virus ability is pretty much useless against Moabs because if you're playing long game, he basically Trojans the Moab and you get you don't get as much out of them when it comes to money. So he cripples your money economy later when he's really high level. But his buffs are really good. But the fact that you sometimes have to time out after those buffs is not really that great. Pat Fusty, let's just make it simple. F. Nobody using this guy's a bum. Okay, Azili. We'll put her S. She does way too much Moab damage. She's really good. She takes a little bit of time, but the thing is, she works with lives. So as long as you can afford giving lives, if you're not playing chimps or impoppable, she's really good. But she falls off really hard in chimps and impoppable because of the life system. Adora. I'm gonna say she's higher than Azili, just because she is really good with the temple. And if you can get a combo with her going, the sacrifice for upgrades, she buffs the temple, I would say she's pretty much up there in my opinion. ETN, my favorite, but he's A. Actually, he's A minus. And this is going to sound like a hot take. Besides, he's my favorite tower. That's how crazy. I use him. Everybody that watches my stream knows about it. He's an A minus. Reason behind it, beside the camo, you're not really doing much with him. yes, his airplane might be good, but mainly you're using him for the range buff and the camo detection instead of buying a bunch of villages. He opens up the path for you to buy the upgrades you can't get because you have to prioritize getting camo. Sada. High S minus. She does a lot of damage. She can pop lead with her ability, and she got multiple sweeps. Perkle. You know what? I'm gonna give Perkle an S. Sada is Perkle is an S. Simple. She's buffs a lot of water towers. Her bombs do a good amount of damage. She is a slow starting tower though, so you are gonna struggle while you're making her go basically. Sai, we'll give him an A. Good, pops a lot of balloons. Actually, I lied. S minus. The stun. We cannot hate on the stun ability. His stun is really good. Geraldo. S tier. His shop makes him versatile anywhere. His action figure makes him versatile anywhere. You cannot hate on that, man. Corvus. S. If you are good at micro... Actually, let's move him a little bit. S. If you're good at microing, he will be the best and most fun you will have in a good time. I'm be honest, I have yet to use her. I don't even know this hero's name. You guys tell me, what should I put her? What do you guys chow? What are we doing? We're going to go ahead and put her into... Hold on. We'll just put her in D. We don't know too much. I'm putting my boy here in B. Silas is... That's why I put him in B. Silas is really good. You know what? I can see why you put him... Let's put him lower A. You know, he's not as bad as this guy right here. I'd say he's good with if you have an ice strategy. That's the only thing I would personally use him for. Other than that, everybody else is more usable than him except Churchill. He's really expensive to start with. I would never do that. Well, this is my final tier list. What do you guys think about that? Hey, for people watching this on YouTube, hey, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what you guys think about it.